Good morning, dear students. This is Arvind Dobrial, and you all are welcome to the e-learning portal of Cambridge International School, Daswa. We are reading the supplementary reader, that is Moments. So, the chapter that we will read today is The Happy Prince, written by Oscar Wilde. Before proceeding, let's have a quick recap of the chapter The Beggar, written by Anton Chekhov. So, in this story, we read that one day Advocate Sergei was detained by a beggar. The beggar was crying to have pity on him. He said that he had nothing to eat. He had been a school teacher for 8 years, but he lost the place. The beggar was in rags. He had dull and drunken eyes. He had the red spot on either cheeks. He wore one high and one low shoe. Sergei recognized the beggar. He told him that he had met him in Sadovya Street. Then he had called himself a student. Sergei warned him that he would send for the police. The beggar admitted and told the truth. The beggar asked Sergei for work. Sergei asked him to chop woods. The beggar agreed to do that work. The beggar was taken by Sergei's servant Olga to the shed. He had to chop woods there. Sergei could see Olga and beggar in the shed. Olga gave the beggar an axe, but seeing the expression on his face, she scolded him. The beggar put a billet of wood between his feet. Then he struck it feebly with his axe. The billet fell down. Meanwhile, Sergei went away. He had set a drunken and spoiled man at work. He began to feel sorry for it. Sergei found work for the beggar. The beggar would cut the wood on the first day of every month. He would also shovel snow. He would beat dust out of the rugs and mattresses. He would put the woodshed in order. Sergei moved into the another house. The beggar packed and carried the furniture. Lashkov, the beggar, was now offered other employment. Sergei asked him to go to his friend. There he would be given some copying work as he could write. Sergei was happy as he had put a man on the right path. 2 years went by. One evening, Sergei was standing at a ticket window of a theater. He was paying for his seat. He saw a little man beside him. That man wore a curly fur and wore a sealskin cap. Sergei recognized him. He asked him how he was. Lashkov told Sergei that he was a notary then. He was paid 35 rubles a month. Sergei was very pleased to hear this. Lashkov thanked Sergei for what he had done for him. He told Sergei that if he had not helped him, he would have still been telling lies. He thanked Sergei and Olga, the cook. He told Sergei that Olga had actually saved him. Lashkov told Sergei that Olga would rebuke him. Then she would sit opposite to him and weep. She would call him various names. She would grow sad also. Then she would chop the wood for him. He amazed Sergei by saying that he did not chop a single stick of wood for him. Due to Olga's action, there came a change in his heart. He was set right by Olga and he won't forget her. He told Sergei that it was time for the bell and he departs to the gallery. Now, after the quick recap of The Beggar, let's read the story The Happy Prince, written by Oscar Wilde. First of all, I would like to tell you something about the author. Oscar Wilde was born on 16th of October 1854 in Dublin, Ireland, and he was died on 30th of November 1900 in Paris, France. He was an Irish poet and playwright. After writing different forms throughout the 1880s, the early 1890s saw him become one of the most popular playwrights in London. He is, be- he is best remembered for his epigrams and plays, his novel The Picture of Dorian Gray, and the circumstances of his criminal conviction for gross indecency for consensual homosexual acts, imprisonment, and early death at the age of 46. As a spokesperson for aestheticism, he tried his hand at various literary activities. He published a book of poems, lectured in the United States and Canada on the New English Renaissance in art and interior decoration, and then returned to London where he worked profitably as a journalist. In the final decade of his life, Wilde wrote and published nearly all of his major work. In his only novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray, Wilde combined the supernatural element of the Gothic novel with the unspeakable sin of French decadent fiction. In the final decade of his life, Wilde wrote and published nearly all of his major work. In his only novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray, Wilde combined the supernatural element of the Gothic novel with the unspeakable sin of French decadent fiction. In the same year, two volumes of stories and fairy tales also appeared, testifying to his extraordinary creative inventiveness. Now, the introduction to the lesson. The story is about a prince. When the prince was alive, he was very happy. After his death, a big statue of his was erected on a pedestal. From there, the statue of prince could see the entire city, and that time he saw the miseries of the people. He saw the poor people, the homeless people, their hunger and starvation. The prince was very sad to see all these miseries. Now, the explanation. The statue of a prince stood on a high platform overlooking the city. This prince was called a happy prince because when he was alive, he always remained very happy. Upon his death, a big statue of his was erected in the center of the city in his remembrance. The statue of this happy prince was covered with thin layers of gold, and instead of eyeballs, there were two bright sapphire. In the handle of his sword, a bright ruby stone was placed. Swallow is a tiny bird. Although it is not a human being, still the writer is referring to it as he and his. He says that all the friend of this little swallow had flown away to Egypt 6 weeks ago. This bird did not go with them, but later it thought of going to Egypt to his friends. So it was on its way to Egypt. The bird kept on flying on its way to Egypt, and at night it reached the city of Happy Prince. It wanted to stay somewhere for the night. It thinks upon where to stay at night. The bird says that hopefully the city has made some preparation for it to stay. Obviously, the bird does not mean what it is saying. We can say that probably the bird is being humorous. Now, when this tiny bird saw the huge statue of Happy Prince, it thought of staying there for the night. So the bird thought that it was a good place to spend the night. There was shelter and a lot of fresh air. So the bird came and alighted. It stopped and sat in between the feet of the statue of the Happy Prince. When the bird sat in between the feet of the Happy Prince, it was surrounded with gold. So It thought that it had a bedroom made of gold because it was surrounded by gold all around. As it was about to sleep, suddenly a large drop of water fell on it. The bird was surprised because all of a sudden a drop of water fell on it. It thought that neither was it raining nor the rainy season was going on. The swallow could not believe this because the sky was not cloudy and stars were shining. Just then, another drop of water fell on it. The swallow thought that the statue was useless because it was not able to protect it from the rain. So he thought he should not sleep under this statue. The swallow thought that it was better if it took shelter in a chimney of the house and thought to move away from there because the statue was not able to protect from the rain. As soon as the bird looked up, he saw that the eyes of the happy princess statue were filled with tears. These tears of water were the teardrops falling off the statue's golden cheeks. The little bird's heart was filled with pity for the weeping statue. It asked the statue who it was. The statue replied that it was the happy prince. The happy prince narrated his story to the little swallow. The happy prince said that when he was alive and he was a human heart, at that time he was not aware what tears were and what sorrow was, as he lived in a palace where there was happiness all around. All the people who used to work in his court used to call him Happy Prince because he used to be very happy all the time and he had not seen any kind of sorrow. When he had a human heart, he never cried. He was not aware of what tears were because he had seen happiness only and never faced any sorrow. Now, when he was dead, they had put him so high in the front of a statue on a pedestal that he could see the whole city and the ugliness of the city. Now, when the statue's heart was made of lead, a metal, although it did not have any feelings, then also when it saw all the sadness, it became sad and wept. When the prince was telling his sad story, the swallow was thinking about something else in his mind. The bird wondered that the statue of the happy prince was not made of solid gold. It was surprised. It thought that from outside the statue was covered with gold, but as it said that its heart was made of lead and not of gold, it realized that it was hollow and was not made of solid gold. It saw that the statue was very sad and was crying, so he did not make any personal remarks. The statue continued its story. It spoke in a very musical voice that far away there was a house of a poor woman. The window of her house was open and it could see through the window that she was sitting near the table. Her face was thin and she was tired. Her hands were rough and red because they had been pricked by a needle. The woman was a seamstress. The woman was embroidering flowers on a gown of the queen's maid who would walk along with the queen during the court ball. The statue said that the lady who was embroidering the gown had a little child who was not well. He was suffering from fever and was asking his mom to give him oranges. His mother was very poor, she had no money. She could only give him water, that also river water, and that's why the little boy was crying. So the happy prince statue requested the swallow to take out the ruby stone from his handle of its sword and give it to the lady. The swallow replied that it had to go to Egypt. Its friends were waiting for it. The swallow said that its friends were in Egypt. They were flying near the Nile River and talking to the large lotus flowers which grew there. The statue requested the swallow to stay with him for one night. He asked him to be his messenger and work on his behalf. He said that the boy was very thirsty and his mother was very sad, so he should go and give the ruby to her. Once again, the swallow opposed his request and said that it did not like boys. So, why should it help that boy? Moreover, he had to go to Egypt. The happy prince was so sad that the swallow felt sorry for him. It said that it was very cold there, but it would stay with him for one night and the next morning he would do his work. The happy prince thanked him. Finally, the swallow took out the ruby stone from Happy Prince's sword, and the bird took the ruby in its beak and flew over the town. As the swallow was on its way to the poor woman's house, it passed the cathedral church. Then he reached the palace. He crossed the palace and he could hear the sound of dancing from inside the palace. When the swallow was crossing over the palace, a girl came out on the balcony along with her lover. She was hoping that the gown which she had given to the seamstress for embroidering would be ready on time. She was talking about the same gown on which that lady was doing embroidery to whom the bird had to give the ruby stone. The boy was suffering from fever, and for that reason he was not able to go to sleep. So he was turning left and right on his bed, and his mother was very tired due to working for long and had fallen asleep. The swallow put the ruby stone on the table near the thimble. After keeping the ruby stone on the table, the swallow went near the boy as his mother was sleeping and no one was taking care of him. He shook his It shook its wing near him, because of which the boy could felt the cool air and felt better. The boy felt that he was getting better and went to sleep. The swallow flew back and went to the happy prince and told him what all he had done. Now the bird felt warm. It says that it was very strange that it was feeling little warm even though the weather was very cold. The prince said that it was feeling warm because it had done a good deed. It had helped someone. After listening to the happy prince, the swallow started thinking, and when he started thinking, he felt sleepy because whenever he thought, he used to feel sleepy. Next morning, the swallow bird went to the river and took a bath and thought that that night he would reach Egypt. He was very happy. So the swallow bird visited all the monuments of the city and finally he went and sat on the high tower of church. When it was night and the moon rose in the sky, the swallow went to Happy Prince and sought permission to leave for Egypt. Now again Happy Prince requested Swallow to stay with him for one more night, and Swallow replied that he needed to go to Egypt because his friends were waiting for him. Now, here the prince is telling the swallow about his second work. He says that far away across the city, I could see a small dark room. At the top of the house, a young man is sitting. He was sitting on a desk of which the papers were spread all over, and he was trying to. Further, the happy prince gave a description of that boy. He said that his hair was brown and crisp, which means that he had not taken bath for a long time. His lips were red like a pomegranate and had big dreamy eyes. That means that this boy was very ambitious and hardworking. Further, the happy prince said that this boy needed to finish writing a play. He was a writer and he had to give the play to the director after writing. But he did not have enough strength to write any more because he was feeling very cold. The boy had no money, so that's why there was no fire in his fireplace and he was very hungry also, due to which he was feeling very weak. The prince said that he was very sad that he did not have any more ruby stones with him. He further said that now he had his eyes, which were made of very precious and rare sapphire stones, which had been brought thousands of years ago from India. So the happy prince told the swallow to take out one sapphire and give it to the boy. The swallow was very sad to learn that happy prince wanted to give his eyes to that boy and he started crying. He told happy prince that he could not do so. But then the happy prince ordered the swallow to do what he had told him to do. So finally the swallow took out one eye, one sapphire out of prince's eye, and flew to the young man's garret. There was a hole on the roof of the room. So the swallow entered the room through that hole. The boy was sitting with his head on his hands, and that's why he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wing. And when he looked up, he saw the sapphire stone lying on the dried flowers. When the boy saw the beautiful stone, he felt that some admirer, some person who praised him, had sent a gift for him. So he thought that with this he could now finish his play. The next morning, Swallow Bird flew down to the harbor and sat on a mast of a ship. He spoke loudly that he was going to Egypt, and when it was night, he flew back to Happy Prince. Swallow once again told the Happy Prince that it had come to say goodbye. He was going to Egypt. But once again, the Happy Prince requested the Swallow to stay with him for one more night. The Swallow said to the Happy Prince that the winter season had started and after some time it would start snowing. The weather in Egypt is warm and even the crocodiles lay on the mud lazily there. So he told him to let him go to Egypt. Now this was the third assignment. The Happy Prince said that there was a match girl. She was a little girl and all her matchsticks had fallen in the gutter. All her matchsticks were spoiled, so she could not sell them and she would not earn any money. And when she would go home without money, her father would be angry and beat her. For this reason, the girl was crying. Further, the Happy Prince said that she was not wearing shoes or stockings and she had not covered her head also. She was very poor. So he said to the Swallow to take out another sapphire from his eyes and give it to her so that her father didn't beat her. Swallow agreed to stay with him for one more night, but he refused to take out another sapphire because if he did that, then Happy Prince would be blind. Again, Happy Prince told Swallow to do what he had ordered him. So finally, the swallow obeyed Happy Prince's order, he took another sapphire stone from his eyes and flew to the little match girl. When he saw the match girl, he bent very low and kept the sapphire stone on her little palm. The little girl was very happy to see the stone and she went home very happily. When the swallow returned to the happy prince, he told him that he now was blind and he would stay with him forever. The happy prince said to the swallow that he should go to the Egypt. But swallow refused and said that he would stay with him forever. The swallow used to stay along with the happy prince all the time and used to tell him stories of different places he had visited. The happy prince said to the swallow to tell him wonderful things but added that nothing was more wonderful than the suffering of people. No mystery was bigger than sadness, and he wanted to know who all were sad in his kingdom. So he asked the swallow to go and let him know what he saw while flying over the city. So the little swallow flew and took a round over the city and saw that the rich people were living happily in their beautiful homes, and they were partying while the poor people were begging and sitting outside the gates. Then he went to the dark lanes where there was no light also, and the poor people lived. There he saw that the children were hungry, due to which their faces had turned white. Further, the swallow saw two little boys under an archway of the bridge. They were lying much close to each other so that they can keep themselves warm. They were so poor that they did not have food, so they were trying to keep each other warm. The two children were starving and wondering how hungry they were. Just then a watchman appeared and scolded them. He shouted and made them go away from there. The poor children keep wandering in the rain as they were homeless. The swallow went back to the happy prince and told him what he had seen in the city. Happy prince told swallow that his whole body was covered with fine gold. He could take tiny pieces of gold from his body and give it to the poor people in need. All the living beings required money, and when they would feel very happy. Slowly the swallow took out the gold layers from the statue of Happy Prince, and as he removed the layer of gold, the Happy Prince statue started looking dull and grey. As the statue of Happy Prince started looking dull and grey, the children grew happier because through it they were getting the food to eat. Finally, it started snowing, and when a lot of snow fell, everything froze. Everything was wearing clothes made of fur. Small children were wearing red color caps and were roaming here and there. They were skating on the ice. Swallow Bird was feeling very cold, but he kept on sitting near the Happy Prince's statue. He did not want to leave him because he loved the Happy Prince. At last, the bird knew that he was going to die. He had just enough strength to fly up to Prince's shoulder once more. Now, when this little swallow is about to die, he says to the happy prince that he wants to kiss his hand. Happy Prince thought that the swallow wanted to go to Egypt. So he said that he was happy that finally the bird was going to Egypt. The swallow said to the happy prince that he was not going to Egypt but to the house of death. He added that death was the brother of sleep. He kissed the happy prince on his lips and fell down to his feet and died. The next morning, the mayor of the city, along with his councillor, was taking a round of the area where the statue of Happy Prince was erected, and when he crossed the statue and looked up, he said that the statue of Happy Prince looked untidy. The councillor always agreed with whatever the mayor used to say, so they also asserted that the statue looked untidy. The mayor noticed that the ruby stone which was placed in the handle of the sword was missing. The sapphire from the statue's eyes were also missing, and the layer of gold from its body was also missing. The mayor said that it seemed as if it was the statue of a beggar, and the town councillor agreed with him. The mayor noticed that a dead bird was lying on the feet of the statue. Then he told the town councillor to pass an order that birds were not allowed to die on the feet of the statue, and the town clerk made a note of the suggestion given by him. The art professor of the university said that now the statue of Happy Prince did not look beautiful and was not useful anymore, and so they should demolish it. So they melted the statue, which was made of lead, in a furnace. The supervisor of the foundry saw a strange thing. The heart of the Happy Prince's statue, which was broken into two pieces, was not melting in the furnace. So they threw it into the heap of dust. Coincidentally, they threw the heart of the Happy Prince where the dead swallow was also lying. God asked one of his angels to bring him the two most precious things of the city. The angel brought the two pieces of heart of the statue and the dead swallow bird. God said to the angel that it had brought the right thing. It had chosen the right things, which were indeed the most precious things of the city. He said that the bird would always sing in the garden of his paradise, and the Happy Prince would stay in the city of gold and admire him. So, on the basis of your understanding the chapter, there are some questions for you. Try to do all these questions by yourself. So, till the next class we meet, take care of yourself and keep studies.